Let's welcome Media Research Center Vice President Dan Gainor. Dan, it's always great to have you on. Okay, 2020, it was a disheartening year. People are saying, yeah, we're finally enthusiastically showing 2020 the door. But you could imagine that the media would like to say, hey, we had a lot of media belly flops in 2022 and misfires. We're glad to see 2020 go too. What do you say?
Well, I think if you ask most journalists, they're thrilled. They don't care about the mistakes. They don't care about the things that were embarrassing to them. They fought Donald Trump, and in their minds, they won, and nothing else matters.
But they also had other things we're just showing now, like CNN comparing the Iran terror mastermind who killed U.S. troops to Charles de Gaulle. MSNBC's Chris Matthews claiming Nancy Pelosi was, quote, very reverential on impeachment. Brian Williams of MSNBC failing at math. It goes on and on and on. There was a lot of problems with the media this year. What do you say? Who was the worst offender?
Well, there's no one worst offender. There's a couple. So I would give sort of a joint award to the New York Times that fired people for running an op-ed from a U.S. senator dealing with the rioting in the United States, and has proceeded to hide the Eric Swalwell story from its readers and a whole bunch of other failings. And then also, let's be honest, CNN, it's fallen so far from being a reputable news network to a network that has re-credentialed Dan Rather to the point where they put him on TV and everybody forgets, oh yeah, by the way, he tried to fix a presidential election and got fired for his bad reporting as a network anchor. It's appalling.
I hear what you're saying. It's CNN and also MSNBC. They had people on there saying Trump's going to use the military to seize the re-election through force. You had, MSNBC downplaying violent rioting that was destroying jobs and billions of dollars in small businesses and community property. So it looks like it was across the board what happened. What do you say?
Well, of course, because, there are some of the biggest stories of the year. You're mentioning the Ali Velshi moment where he's literally saying, oh, it's not very violent. There's a building burning right behind him at MSNBC. Just horrible. But across the board, you had the Hunter Biden story, which was an enormous scandal that's still playing out, where Twitter and Facebook literally censored, and instead of obeying what the press has always done in the past and covering a censored story, they censored it too across the board, all the major outlets. And they said it was Russian misinformation. Well, they've been proven wrong, but the election is over, the voting is done, and they don't care. So there's that, but there's also the good news. Anything that made Trump look good or Biden look bad, the press did their best to suppress. And that's not journalism. That is propaganda.
Axios said that Joe Biden is the luckiest, least scrutinized frontrunner during the campaign. He was answering less than half the question that Trump was.
Well, that's because they didn't want to ask.
Yeah,
they didn't want to ask him anything tough, because to ask him anything tough undermined their very overt, across the board media outlets campaigning for Joe Biden to take down Donald Trump. And to the point where, you saw all the social media companies promoting voting. They didn't want to have everybody voted. They wanted uninformed voters who didn't know much about the candidates, who would vote based on the media they saw.
Listen, we've called out President Trump for top spinning, for basically trying to whip fastballs by people. We get that. It's just, we're just saying, play it fair, media. You didn't go out, you let Joe Biden bully you into silence on the campaign trail about what, Charles Grassley and Ron Johnson say is a counterintelligence, potential extortion, potential criminal activity involving his son. That's a Senate report that came out in September. But you had Christiane Amanpour and Leslie Stahl of 60 Minutes downplaying that and dismissing it right out of hand. Your final word, Dan.
Well, that's exactly it. They weren't filling the role of investigative reporters. They went from being watchdogs to lapdogs.
All right, Dan, it's good to see you. Come back soon.